Welcome back to the video, and I would like to show you all that today is going to be a very fun video that I'm going to be presenting to you all today. This topic I actually wanted to do for quite a while, but due to some of the schedule that I had with the vlogging and such, I didn't actually get a chance to be able to do a video like this, but I've decided to actually do this video mainly because this is a pretty interesting topic that I never actually got a chance to do, and would be really fun to go show you all what would be pretty cool about this topic. So what I'm going to talk to you all today is, will we ever see Portalcraft as a class in Shadowverse Evolve? Now what I'm actually doing here is my doing some pretty gameplay over here. I'm actually not a huge expert with Portalcraft. I'm still learning overall too, so you might see some potential misplays on here too, but I'm just definitely showing you all over here just so we can get the main talking point. But what I'd like to go show you all is basically, is it possible that Portalcraft will be added into Shadowverse Evolve? Now, I would like to first off explain what is the deck basically I'm playing right now, which is Portalcraft. Portalcraft is basically the 8th class in the Shadowverse digital game, where basically it revolves around this mechanic over here called Resonance, where it basically takes a look at your deck and has checks if it's even or odd number, and if you're the even number, you are in the Resonance form, as you can see over here. So what I'm basically doing is, in a similar way, going a bit more of this combo-like playstyle. So this is a lot of where combo players like to utilize. And what's also interesting about this game specifically is that in Shadowverse Evolve, that there are some cards that are actually within Portalcraft, but are designated into different classes. Some examples is Spinaria within Forestcraft, Deus Ex Machina in Havencraft, and Ralmia in Swordcraft. These are some examples, but what I kind of want to do is give a potential idea of what could we possibly see if they decide to implement Portalcraft at all, basically. The first idea I would like to basically explain is that what they could do with, if they want to decide to add Portalcraft into Shadowverse Evolve, is they could potentially utilize something within the EX area. We've actually seen this before within Idolmaster. And I think what's really cool about what Idolmaster has taught me is the uniqueness of how you can utilize your EX area from before. There's a lot of different areas and archetypes within different classes where they could utilize their EX zone, but stuff like Idolmaster Cinderella Girls has taught me otherwise. But I think it's quite interesting of how they can do it. What I really would hopefully they go into is that what resonance could be checked. They could go check in the EX area if you have an even number of stuff or an odd number of stuff, and it could be like similar to like some Forestcraft playstyles that I'm overall used to, where they could be playing stuff like Rose Gardener and such, and that would be pretty cool to go overall see. So that could be one idea of how they can implement Portalcraft as a class. The other idea is they could implement a shuffle back mechanic, and this is mainly not utilizing a lot of resonance, but this could be something that's interesting as there's a lot of token generations within the game. For example, if I play like this Gizmo line right here, you can see I can play some mysterious artifacts. I would love to see them play it in a way where they can utilize it in their main waiting room. That would be pretty cool to see overall, but this could also be thoroughly controversial because in different TCGs, there's actually been some controversy with a lot of main shuffle back usage and putting cards back into the deck. I don't know if that's going to be thoroughly implemented, but I really think that that could be a potential idea if they want to try to have the Forestcraft feel of utilizing shuffling back some stuff like it's going to be really hard to do some token generations on this, and the only way they can utilize token generations would be within the EX area. But I think it would be pretty interesting to do shuffle backs because we actually have not really seen a deck that utilizes it a lot. Some good examples would be a lot of stuff within Runecraft, which are more so recursion, but not putting stuff back immediately within the deck. The last thing I would like to see, if they would like to potentially add Portalcraft in, would be a cemetery check for resonance. So instead of having deck check like over here, there's a skull icon over here which shows how many cards. It's similar to Necrocharge, but I really think that they could utilize it much better within the Shadowverse Evolve, just because you get a lot of different usages and such. But I think what really happens is that it's basically similar to playing like Abyss Light. It basically checks for stuff within like Necrocharge, so I don't know if they're going to do something in a similar form like that, but that could be a potential idea, is have some ideas within Abysscraft and then have resonance skills like Fanfare, and then when it's on place, you can possibly benefit a lot of skills within the use of resonance, as you see. Other than that, that's basically an idea they could do with utilizing Portalcraft as a section. What I really think is tough, it's due to the execution. It's very fun to speculate with them not really implementing Portalcraft directly, but I think the biggest obstacle is that there are a lot of cards already in Shadowverse Evolve that tie with Portalcraft that are designated to other classes. A good example is that I actually play a Puppets deck in Forestcraft, and that really has a similar feel to utilizing tokens and such, but doesn't really have the main feel of resonance, or more so. Plus, other mechanics are already introduced within Portalcraft. If any of you are familiar with the Machina usage, which is also a very popular deck right now in the Shadowverse Digital game, that's already going to be implemented within Booster 7. The puppets are already been implemented since Set 5. And we're going to see what they're going to possibly do with stuff like artifacts and such. But really, token generation decks have already been apparent, as already seen. So it's really difficult to see Portalcraft being implemented, but it's always cool to speculate and see what they could utilize it if they ever want to go port it in. We would have to more so see it maybe a few years down the line, but honestly, it's going to be really hard to have a justification of it, though I'm curious to see what you all think that Portalcraft could be added within the comments below. And the main thing I want to do too is, you see my man out here, Yuan. I would love to see him added into Shadowverse Evolve in some way, shape, or form. I've always basically crowded around that he should be in the neutral class, which would be very fun to see. Right now, the neutral class representative is Bellrunner Angel, which is still not bad, but I would love to see Yuan added into Shadowverse Evolve in some way, shape, or form. Other than that, that's been pretty much it. I would love to see what you all think, and really hope to go see what you all think they would add in Portalcraft if they ever decide to add in Shadowverse Evolve. Other than that, thank you all for joining in for today's video. Continue to embrace the darkness, and we will see you all in the next video.